Jon Jones said he needed 6 months to prepare for Aspinall if he's going to fight Aspinall. So they were trying to make a deal, and then he decided to retire. But it's 6 months because he's not training. And Aspinall is a fucking beast, man.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of questions. Never been out of the first round. A lot of questions, but never been out of the first round because he fucks everybody up in the first round. Like, that's a factor.
Yeah. I forget which interview it was recently, but Jon was pretty honest in it. He was like, look, man, like, I don't want to fight up and coming tough guys.
I'm going to call him this. Fight the nobody. Maybe more dangerous.
He was like, I want to fight guys with seasoned champions that have names.
Or fight the guy with all the accolades.
I think he's wrong because I think Aspinall's a star. And I think he's saying who is no one. Aspinall's a star. When people ask questions to me all the time, like casuals on the street, is Jon Jones going to fight Tom Aspinall? It's constant. That's like the constant question.
Joe Rogan has finally had enough. In the eyes of many in the MMA world, Dana White and the UFC have completely mishandled the heavyweight division, and now Rogan is calling it out. In a recent conversation, he didn't hold back, accusing the UFC of protecting Jon Jones for far too long and, in the process, screwing over Tom Aspinall.
Which is Tom Aspinall, fights Pavlich, and takes that fight on 2 weeks' notice, and becomes the interim champion, and fucks his back up, and can't train at all. But Aspinall, like that guy's, he's something special. He really is something special. He's a very unusual example. Because he's a heavyweight, and he's a big guy, a really big guy, but he moves so fast. And his coach, Colin, I forget, it's from Cabal, this gym that he trains at in the UK, Colin Huron. He trained Darren Till. Colin, from the early days of the career, was like emphasizing his speed. And so his speed has always been like extraordinary compared to other heavyweights. Like, he just fucking moves in. It's all like fast, explosive movements. So he's got natural speed, but then he's also got a lot of training to execute quickly. So when he moves in, he closes the gap. You can see, like, fuck, he's fast for a big guy.
Right. Who's next big heavyweight star?
Tom Aspinall, the guy who just won the interim title. He's phenomenal. And he is, again, the next the next advancement of the evolution of the sport.
How so?
Well, because he can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His striking is outstanding. Like, I've seen a lot of heavyweight, even Francis, who's like the greatest, scariest power striker I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. No one's scarier than Francis. Francis does not move like Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is significantly faster than every other heavyweight. That's a real problem because he's a heavyweight and he's a big guy, a really big guy, but he moves so fast. And so his speed has always been like extraordinary compared to other heavyweights. Like, he just fucking moves in. It's all like fast, explosive movements. So he's got natural speed, but then he's also got a lot of training to execute quickly. So when he moves in, he closes the gap. You can see, like, he's fast for a big guy.
Right.
I want to see it so bad.
Jon was shitting all over Aspinall, saying that
I
he
think
was
that's
lucky.
a bad way to go.
He was lucky that he blew his knee out with Curtis Blades because Curtis was teeing off
Doing
on
well.
him. Unless Jon avoided him, unless Jon used his wrestling to avoid exchanges, you know what that's all about.
Correct. It's called the Shop Shutdown.
Shop shut down.
I saw a 7-part
They did with
series on
Cyborg.
it. Yes. The Stipe fight, which is just like, it's a weird thing.
Aspinall's an athlete, man. He's such a good athlete.
Freak athlete.
Very fast. Very fast for a heavyweight.
So fast.
Yeah, but we felt the same way about Cyril Gane, though.
Yeah.
But Cyril Gane doesn't have wrestling, doesn't have jiu-jitsu. Aspinall's like legit on the ground. Very legit on the ground.
So legit that his dad owned a jiu-jitsu gym. His dad's a black belt. He started doing jiu-jitsu at 2.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Aspinall is past the first round, right? Because we've seen him. He looks so fast. He looks. You're like, nobody moves like him. He looks like a younger Kane.
Right.
But he just keeps knocking these guys out so quick. So I'm like, let me see him past the first round to see if he has that cardio as well.
It's a bit of a problem for him, right? Because he has not been tested in that way. And, you know, you're getting up to elite status where you're calling out Jon Jones. I had heard a rumor that Jon Jones wanted $30 million to fight Tom Aspinall. And I did hear that rumor. And I did hear that the UFC said yes, but it is not true. So Dana contacted me, said that rumor's bullshit. So I felt obligated to tell everybody that was a fake rumor.
What do you think the amount is that Jon Jones would fight him for, or do you think it's an amount?
Well, apparently Jon is thinking about retiring.
Yeah.
And he should. I mean, he's going to have to someday. He should. I'm not saying he should retire. I'm saying he should think about it. Give the man all the time he wants. He can fight whenever he wants to fight. That's Jon Jones. He's the GOAT. So leave him alone. If he decides one day to come back, and he comes back and he wants to fight Tom Aspinall for the heavyweight title, the question is, like, how long are you allowed to hold on to the title before they start having that conversation? Now, he just knocked out Stipe Miocic, so give the man months. Give the man 5 or 6 months. Just leave him the fuck alone. But at a certain point in time, you have to decide who the heavyweight champion is. And if Tom is the interim heavyweight champion and Jon decides he doesn't want to fight anymore, he could do that. And he could do that also and then come back in a year and fight for the title. He could do that. Like, he could do whatever he wants.
The MMA community has been demanding a Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall matchup for over a year. But instead, fans were met with silence, delays, excuses, and ultimately, a retirement. According to Joe Rogan, Jones should have faced Aspinall, but rather than hold the champ accountable, Dana White and the UFC kept giving him a pass, which froze the division and left Aspinall stuck with an interim belt and no clear path forward.
Exactly how bothered he was. Because Jon Jones, like, you know, even though he thinks he's smart, he's a child, right? And he doesn't realize in all of that coping, we can read him like a fucking book. And all he's done is kind of promoted Tom Aspinall for an entire year in this tour that he's gone on, in showing you're scared of him, mate, and we fucking know you are. Because actions speak louder than words. And Jon Jones has moaned his entire career about fighter pay. He named his price. Dana White gave him it, said, yep, no problem. And he still turned down the fight. This is a man motivated by money. He never shuts up about it. You get your biggest payday ever, and you still haven't got the balls to step a toe in that fucking cage with him. I know a lot of Jon Jones fans, you know, will be hating and all of that, and, you know, he doesn't need the fight, whatever. His heavyweight legacy has been the worst of any heavyweight we've ever seen as a champion. You know deep down, your boy bottled it. And anyone who's deluding themselves into thinking otherwise, you gotta grow up, man. It's so obvious what's going on here. And I get it, you know, you're emotionally attached to a fighter. He won all of those fights. He's the GOAT in your eyes, but you have to understand, he's now the duck. He is the duck, and he will be the duck forever. If Tom Aspinall loses a fight to someone who has got the balls to step in the cage with him, he'll be immediately on Twitter, say, I told you he wasn't that good. I've always been better than him.
And what is now going to happen in your career going forward in the heavyweight division, all right? What are your feelings towards him?
First of all, thanks for keeping it short, because I have said that I'm not going to speak about it anymore. My feelings towards him, I just wish him all the best. Genuinely wish him all the best. If he feels satisfied with what he's done, which he's saying he is, and he's happy to leave like that, then I genuinely wish him all the best.
Do you think that is it?
I don't know him. Don't know him at all. Met him once. Don't know anything about him, so I don't know.
Say it, told you it was short.
It was short and sweet, thank you.
No, but you can understand that has been quite a huge part of the narrative over the last 12 months. And a lot of fight fans will have their attitudes as to why that decision has been made and what have you. I kind of agree with you. At the end of the day, with the legacy that he's had and what he's done in the sport, he has the right to make a decision for himself. Personally, as a fight fan, I just wish that he'd done it a little bit earlier, so therefore we wouldn't have had that narrative over the last 12 months, because I can imagine it's been incredibly frustrating for you from a personal point of view and a professional point of view as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to, I feel like a broken record, keep banging on, but all I wanted to do was fight. I just wanted to fight. I've not been to work, mate, for nearly a year. I know people see me online and doing all the rest of it, but my main job is fighting people. That's what I do. I've not done that for almost a year, and none of it has had anything to do with me.
Right, perfect. This is where I want to go with, right? Because I think a lot of people have an understanding of you. I'd like to say that obviously we spent a bit of time, so I kind of like to get inside your head a little bit more and pick the little things that go on inside. How have you dealt with that? Because I remember speaking to you during the time that you were out injured with your knee. That was a tough challenge from a psychological point of view.
Yeah.
This is different, because when you're out with your knee, it's on me now. I'm going to get fit and get my knee back, and we're going to get rocking and rolling. The last 12 months hasn't been kind of on you. So how was that a different mental challenge?
And I can say this now that it's over, because the thing with me, when I'm in difficult situations, I try not to complain about it as much. This last year has been more difficult than the year I had out with.
Rogan didn't just place the blame on Jon Jones. He pointed a finger at the entire system. The same system, he says, that's now trying to paint Jones as a GOAT on his way out, while Tom Aspinall's career was stalled during a pivotal moment. And this frustration isn't just coming from Rogan. It's boiling over from fans who feel the UFC protected one fighter at the expense of the entire division.
He could have done it on the night. Did Henry Cejudo need a legal document to relinquish the belt? Did George St. Pierre need a legal document to relinquish the belt? Here's where he's right. He has done enough. But it was just so frustrating to see this story, which we all knew was going to a very likely conclusion, not just play out. I can't even imagine how the Aspinalls feel about all this. It's 12 a.m. on a Sunday morning, and they get a call saying, oh, by the way, over in Baku, we just announced you're the heavyweight champion. Your life's work has come to a culmination, and God bless. We'll see you soon, all right? We'll let you know who you're fighting. What? What the hell? And you could do the whole like, oh, there's always going to be someone else. There was literally no one else.
Just come back from Vegas. Meetings have been done. And I now have a fight, which I can't announce, unfortunately. That's not my job. But at least we've got a date. We've got an opponent to work towards. Yeah. Everything's good. Very happy with that. And I can finally get my career going again.
Did you have any idea what you're doing next and when you'll be back in the octagon?
I do, but I also want to keep my job. So there's not much I can say on it, to be honest. But
Will you fight this year?
I'm going to be fighting hopefully twice this year. That's my plan. At least. I think I've wasted enough time. We're looking for we're looking to get a fight booked quick, and it's looking like it's going to be pretty soon anyway. And then hopefully, if everything goes well in the first one, I'm uninjured, which is, it's easier said than done.
Fighters, coaches, and fans alike are questioning why the UFC was so willing to wait on Jon Jones despite his long inactivity and lack of interest in fighting. They ask why the title was vacated during his injury layoff and why Tom Aspinall still doesn't have a confirmed opponent. Even now, with Jones announcing retirement, new rumors suggest potential return for a one-off super fight, possibly against Francis Ngannou or anyone but Tom. If that happens, Joe Rogan says it would be a disgrace to the division, because Tom Aspinall has done everything right. He's stayed active, kept winning, and proven he's ready. The real question isn't whether Tom is prepared for Jon, it's whether the UFC will finally treat him like the legitimate heavyweight champion he is.